Let's look at some of the answers that you should have found in Lesson 2. Section 2.7, Reading Comprehension Questions. Which chart should I use to represent proportions? A pie chart, a spider chart, a bar chart, or a gauge chart? The answer is A, a pie chart. Question number 2. Which chart should I use to show a particular result is good or bad? Should we use a pie chart, a spider chart, a bar chart, or a gauge chart? The answer is D, a gauge chart. Question number 3. Which chart should I use to represent an overall score or multiple data scores? Should we use A, a pie chart, B, a spider chart, C, a bar chart, or D, a gauge chart? Hopefully you worked out the answer is B, a spider chart. Question 4. Which chart should I use to show the distribution of a set of results? Should I use A, a pie chart, or B, a spider chart? Should we choose C, the bar chart, or D, the gauge chart? The answer, C, a bar chart. Question 5. Which chart should I use to show multiple series of closely related data? Should I use a histogram? Should I use a spider chart, a bar chart, or a gauge chart? The answer to question 5 is A, a histogram. Question 6. Which chart should I use to draw a line of best fit? A line graph, a histogram, an area graph, or a scatter plot? The answer here is D, a scatter plot. Which chart should I use to show the proportion of car sales by Mercedes, Ford, Toyota, Nissan, and Mitsubishi? Should I use a pie chart, a histogram, an area graph, a scatter plot? Hopefully, the answer that involved different names of different companies didn't confuse you. We should simply use a pie chart. Question 8. Which chart should I use to show how much one variable is affected by another? Should I use A, a line graph, B, a histogram, C, an area graph, or D, a scatter plot? Hopefully you found answer D, a scatter plot. Question 9. What chart should I use to show frequency distributions? Should I use A, a line graph, B, a histogram, C, an area graph, or D, a scatter plot? The answer is B, a histogram. The next group of questions that we came to in this lesson was section 3.8, where we had reading comprehension questions on parts of a presentation. Question 1. Which part of a presentation do people usually remember the easiest? Is it A, the beginning, B, the end, C, the main parts in the middle, or D, the beginning and the end? The answer is D, the beginning and the end. Question 2. Referring back to the opening passage can be done in which way? Is it by setting up a question at the beginning of your speech and answering it at the end? Is it by finishing a story we started at the beginning? Or is it by closing with a title you started with at the beginning? Or D, all of the above? In actual fact, it's D, all of the above are good ways of referring back to the opening passage at the end of the presentation. Question 3. Ideas, concepts, and beliefs are more memorable and interesting when presented in what? 2s, 3s, 4s, or 1 by 1? You should remember the power of 3. Answer B, 3s. Question 4. Which of these sentences use that power of 3? Divide and conquer is the only way to win. We need 3 cups, 3 saucers, and 3 plates. In fact, we need 3 of everything. Use speech techniques like repetition, rhyming, and the rule of 3. Or lastly, it's all lies, damn lies, I tell you. Well, this question was a little trickier. The answer is C. Use speech techniques like repetition, rhyming, and the rule of 3. That's got 3 parts to it, and it's a tautogram where the words all begin with the letter R. Question 5. Questions and answers should always come at the end of your presentations. Answer A, yes, always. Answer B, no, never. Answer C, it does not matter. Or answer D, it's better to field the questions as you go along and answer them before the conclusion. Now, here, there's a matter of interpretation, but in my view, it's better to use D to field the questions as you go along and answer them before your conclusion. Remember the ABC method. Number 6. What should you do at the end of your presentation if there is silence? Should you repeat your last words? Should you say something like, well, that brings us to a close? Should you just walk off the stage and go clear out your desk? Or should you stand there silently, hold your ground, be strong? The applause will come. The answer is D, stand there and hold your ground. The next questions we did in lesson 2 of presentation is section 4.3, where we had reading comprehension questions about various different aspects of presentations. Question 1. Why do most people fear the question and answer section? Is it A, they fear losing control? Is it B, they fear there will be no questions? Is it C, they don't know their subject matter very well? Or D, all of the above? The number 1 fear about questions is that the speaker loses control of the audience, and maybe a heckler or someone who's very loud in the audience becomes the center of the presentation. Answer A. Question 2. What do you do if you don't hear a question properly? Is it A, you make up an all-encompassing answer that is very generic? Is it B, you just say, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Please say again. Answer C, say you don't know the answer. Or D, ignore them and choose another person to speak to. The answer here is answer B, just say, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Please say again. Question 3. How can you anticipate any questions there might be in your presentations? Is it A, by finding any weak points of your presentation? Is it answer B, identifying any controversial parts of your presentation? Or is it answer C, locating any confronting or upsetting parts of your presentation? Or is it answer D, all of the above, A, B, and C? The answer, of course, is answer D, all of the above. Question 4. How do you best answer a question to which you don't know the answer? Is it A, I think we're getting a little off topic here, let's meet after the presentation? Is it, that's a good question, and I don't know the answer? Is it answer C, I don't know, but I'll find out before I leave, and get back to you? Or is it D, you ignore the question and ask any other questions, please? The answer, of course, is C. I don't know. But I will find out before I leave and get back to you. It's better to be honest and come back to the speaker, but be sure to come back. Question 5. How are hecklers best dealt with? People who interrupt you rudely. Is it A, just smile and ask the audience if they would like to hear more from the heckler? Or B, tell the jerk to sit down and shut up? Could we ignore the heckler and just hope he'll go away? Or do we just go silent? The answer here is to get the audience on your side. Answer A, just smile and ask the audience if they'd like to hear more from this person. Question 6. What should you do if you don't understand a question? Should you answer the question like you do understand it? Should you rephrase the question in your own words and seek confirmation from the questioner that you've understood it correctly? Should you ask the speaker, what does that mean? Or just say, duh, and carry on with the other questions? The answer, of course, here is answer B. Rephrase the question in your own words and seek confirmation from the questioner. That's the end of the answers. See you again during the conclusion to this lesson.